In a world obsessed with filters, fleeting trends, and impossible standards, there are rare figures who don't just fit into the fashion industry, but quietly reshape it. Diana Sirokai is one of those figures. Her rise wasn't loud or overnight. It was slow, intentional, and powered by something far more enduring than hype: self-belief. From scrolling through her Instagram today, it's easy to see confidence, elegance, and strength woven into every frame. But behind those images is a woman who once stood at the edges of an industry that didn't know where to place her, and instead of shrinking herself to fit, she expanded the space for others to stand tall. Before we dive deeper into Diana Sirokai's story, if you love real, inspiring journeys of models who changed the rules and built their own lanes, take a moment to support Sweet Models World. Subscribe, like, and share, because every story you support helps amplify voices that deserve to be seen and celebrated. Diana Sirokai's journey begins far from the polished runways and curated feeds of modern fashion. Born in Hungary, she grew up in a culture rich with art, history, and tradition, yet still deeply influenced by narrow beauty ideals. Like many young girls, she was exposed early to the silent expectations placed on women's bodies, what was considered acceptable, attractive, or worthy of attention. Diana was creative, expressive, and observant, but she was also keenly aware that she didn't fit the conventional mold that fashion magazines celebrated at the time. That awareness could have become a limitation. Instead, it became the seed of her transformation. As she moved into her teenage years, Diana faced the kind of internal battles that don't always leave visible scars but shape a person profoundly. The pressure to look a certain way, to shrink, to apologize for taking up space, followed her closely. Fashion, which would later become her platform, was at first a reminder of exclusion. Yet even then, Diana felt drawn to style, not as a tool for conformity, but as a language. Clothing became a way to express mood, strength, and individuality. She learned early that fashion didn't have to be about fitting in. It could be about standing out with intention. Her decision to step into the modeling world was not encouraged by traditional standards. Plus-size representation was limited, often stereotyped, and rarely celebrated as aspirational. Diana entered an industry that wasn't ready for her, but she was ready for herself. She began modeling locally, taking small opportunities that allowed her to learn the craft: how to pose, how to connect with the camera, and how to tell a story without words. Each shoot was a lesson, not just in modeling, but in self-acceptance. She learned that confidence is not something you wait for, it's something you practice. Social media would eventually become the turning point in Diana Sirokai's career. Instagram, still growing as a platform for creatives, offered something traditional fashion didn't: direct access. There were no gatekeepers deciding who was worthy of visibility. With a phone, natural light, and an evolving sense of style, Diana began sharing her images with the world. At first, the response was modest. But authenticity has a way of traveling far. People didn't just see outfits. They saw a woman comfortable in her skin, unafraid to be bold, sensual, and unapologetic. What set Diana apart was not just her appearance, but her energy. Her photos carried a quiet defiance against outdated norms. She didn't pose to hide her body. She posed to honor it. Her curves were not disguised or softened for acceptance. They were central, powerful, and celebrated. Followers began to grow, not because she chased trends, but because she represented something real. For many women scrolling through their feeds, Diana became proof that beauty was broader than what they'd been taught. As her audience expanded, so did her opportunities. Brands began to notice, not just her reach, but her influence. Diana Sirokai wasn't selling insecurity, she was selling confidence. Fashion labels seeking authenticity in a crowded digital space found in her a voice that resonated deeply with modern consumers. She collaborated with brands that aligned with her values, often emphasizing inclusivity, body positivity, and self-expression. Each collaboration felt less like advertising and more like storytelling. Behind the scenes, Diana remained intentional. She understood the responsibility that came with visibility. Representation matters, and she carried that truth with care. She spoke openly about self-love, mental health, and the importance of rejecting harmful comparisons. Her captions often read like quiet conversations, honest reflections rather than polished slogans. In an industry that often profits from self-doubt, Diana chose a different path. She reminded her audience that confidence is not about perfection, but presence. Her modeling style evolved as her confidence deepened. From minimal, elegant looks to bold, high-fashion statements, Diana showed range without losing authenticity. She proved that plus-size models were not limited to one aesthetic. They could be edgy, soft, glamorous, or raw, sometimes all at once. Each shoot became a visual argument against the narrow boxes the industry had long relied on. Diana Sirokai's influence extended beyond fashion. She became a symbol of self-ownership in a digital age that constantly demands comparison. Many of her followers shared stories of how her presence helped them see themselves differently. Women who had spent years hiding began to dress boldly. Others found the courage to step in front of a camera, start a page, or simply exist more freely. Diana didn't position herself as a savior or a guru. She simply lived her truth, and that authenticity became contagious. Despite her growing success, Diana remained grounded. She spoke candidly about the challenges of online visibility, the criticism, the unrealistic expectations, and the emotional toll of being constantly seen. Her transparency made her even more relatable. She acknowledged that confidence is not linear, that even those who inspire others have days of doubt. This honesty reinforced her credibility and deepened the connection with her audience. Over time, Diana Sirokai transitioned from influencer to industry fixture. She appeared in campaigns, editorials, and creative projects that once seemed unreachable. Yet her core message never shifted. Fashion, to her, remained a tool for empowerment, not validation. She encouraged individuality over imitation, reminding followers that trends fade but self-respect endures. Her European roots continued to influence her aesthetic, an understated elegance paired with modern boldness. She blended classic silhouettes with contemporary styling, proving that fashion could be both timeless and progressive. This balance appealed to a global audience, helping her cross cultural boundaries with ease. Diana's story is not just about modeling success, it's about redefining worth. In choosing to show up fully as herself, she challenged an industry to evolve. And while fashion still has far to go, voices like hers have undeniably shifted the conversation. She represents a generation that values authenticity over approval and purpose over perfection. As the years progressed, Diana expanded her creative vision. She explored photography, creative direction, and deeper collaborations, positioning herself not just as a face, but as a creative force. This evolution reflected her understanding that longevity in the industry comes from growth. She didn't wait to be invited into new roles. She stepped into them. Today, Diana Sirokai stands as a testament to what happens when resilience meets opportunity. Her journey reminds us that visibility is powerful, but self-acceptance is transformative. She didn't become influential by trying to be someone else. She became influential by refusing to be anything but herself. For aspiring models and creatives watching from the sidelines, Diana's path offers a quiet but profound lesson. You don't need permission to exist boldly. You don't need to fit a mold to be worthy of success. Sometimes, the most revolutionary act is simply showing up as you are and letting the world adjust. Her legacy continues to unfold with every post, every collaboration, and every woman who sees herself reflected in Diana's confidence. In an industry once defined by limitation, Diana Sirokai helped expand the definition of beauty, one image at a time. If this story resonated with you, and you believe in celebrating models who inspire change and confidence, make sure you stay connected with Sweet Models World. Your support helps keep these powerful stories alive, reminding us all that fashion is not just about what we wear, but about who we choose to be.